Welcome to Non-Beauty Sensei's channel. If you want to see video more like this, make sure you subscribe on the bottom. Now, today what I want to talk to you guys about is what you should be careful if you are going to Japan, visiting Japan, or if you're planning to live in Japan. So why do I decided to do this video? So I saw this girl on TikTok who she lived in Japan for a year during high school. And I teach high schoolers and I was thinking about, oh, this might help my students. So I was watching and she said that when she was at the orientation at the high school, program manager or school administrator or I forgot who told her that if she was harassed by anyone who are Japanese, and if she tried to defend herself and hit that person, she will be deported back to her country. And I was like, when I heard that, and I was like, that can't be right? I was like, Japan is the safest country, and why foreigners come to Japan, and then why they cannot defend themselves? Like, that cannot be right. That doesn't sound like Japan. That's my first thought. So I was searching online, and I found out where people who visit Japan and harassed by some Japanese men on the train, because main transportation in Japan are either bicycle or train. So people who are harassed on the train, they didn't have enough witnesses, and she claimed they weren't good translator at the police station either, because not all police stations have translators. So who were victim of that incident, she was harassed, and she and her the person who harassed her, both of them went to the police station. However, she was stuck in the police station for 6-7 hours and went over all the details, and she was trying to document everything and try to claim her harassment, but police didn't take the action that they should have. So I was thinking to myself, is this true? And I was searching and I saw so many cases where this happened to foreigners who are currently live in Japan, not visitors, because maybe people tend to walk around with a group, not alone. If you are living or trying to live in different country, it's good to know their culture and also the language, because if you don't know the culture or language, you might be taking advantage of whatever that you don't want. First, you shouldn't put yourself in any dangerous situation. But for instance, if I live in America and if I don't speak English at all, then some people might try to take advantage of me, right? The same thing could happen to you if you are trying to live in Japan and don't know anything about the culture, don't know anything about the language, then there are possibility of some people might take advantage of you. So that's something that you might want to keep in mind. But the thing about this incident is not about the language barrier. I feel like it's more about people who are not taking initiative the way that it should have, like police station. So she tweeted what happened to her, and a couple of days later, police station asked her to take it down her post. And I was like, that's horrible, right? And then she ended up, some of the Japanese people are encouraging her and trying to stay safe and all that stuff, because harassment in the train is not just targeted to foreigners. It's happening to a female in Japan all the time. And it's not like murder or it's not like burglar, so it's not a big deal. No, it is a big deal. It is a big deal to the point that if you see the cell phone in Japan, they make when you take a picture, it will have to make a sound of taking picture. Because of that reason, so many people who have a wrong idea of, like trying to be sneaky and trying to take other people's pictures. So how do you avoid this? How can you limit the possibility of get harassed in the train? Now, if you're visiting Japan, you should be always go together with a group, right? If you are the person who wants to visit places alone, I understand, and you just have to be really watch out with a group, then less likely to be you get targeted by any person who are trying to touch you or trying to look at you in a weird way. Another way is if you're female, they are female only train. Look at this word, it says female only, so you can ride on this train to feel a little bit more safer. If you're male, make sure you do not get onto this train because they're only female riding on that train, and you will be looked really weirdly if you ride on that train. So be careful. So there are a lot of trains, and one of them or two of them usually have a particularly targeted for female only. Another way is to be aware of surroundings. So like I said, if you are moving around with a group, then it's less likely that you will get targeted. So let's go back to the female who were harassed by a Japanese man. She reported, but action never taken to the point that the man was arrested or anything like that, sadly. And also, if same thing happened to Japanese female, then it's probably the same action. If the man is a first attempt, then probably that person not gonna get arrested. So after that incident, the female who live in Japan currently became a little bit, like she became so nervous to ride the train. And like I said, main transportation in Japan is train. So this happens more than you think. So you have to be very careful when you're trying to ride the train. I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but I just want you to be very careful about riding train in Japan. Be aware of surroundings is very important. Like if you are visiting any country, right? Not just Japan. So make sure if you are visiting Japan, these are the stuff that I found that you guys should know. And like I said, there are great aspects of Japanese culture, and this is not just it, but you have to be very careful how you want to live in Japan. Another thing is, so they are vice versa too. In Japan, reputation is very big part of their cultures. So for instance, some of the teenagers, girls, might falsely accuse of men being who are not harassing other people, but she will just say, I get harassed by this man, and then that man get arrested and then lose your job. So this is another reason why this is not an easy and clean-cut problems. It's case by case. So you have to take evidence where you take a photo or you want to video record yourself surroundings if you feel like you are harassed, because the witness might not be gonna be with you to the police station. Not everyone's going to be there for 6 hours with you. That's the truth, right? So you want to have evidence as much as possible. So recordings, take a picture, or some sort of evidence that you have to have it with you. And also vice versa. So it's some people are trying to take advantage of this chikan situation, right? So harass situation. So you gotta be careful. I'm not trying to scare you or anything, like I said. It's just you wanna be aware of certain things might happen to you in Japan. If you're careful, I think it will be okay. If you are not riding in really traffic heavy time, then I think it might be safer. So if you know the traffic time, like people who are going to work, people who are coming back from schools and all that stuff, you can avoid, especially if you are traveling to Japan, you might be avoid certain times of the day to decrease the possibility of being harassed, right? So be careful, stay safe, and have fun visiting Japan. さよなら!